Tucker Carlson gives some impressive feedback on Nikki Haley, Donald Trump, and the uselessness of Joe Biden. Plus, Donald Trump could be in big trouble as Jack Smith calls on the Supreme Court to block him from ever being president of the United States. And Kevin McCarthy leaves the Congress in order to get closer to Donald Trump and his upcoming cabinet. Thank you guys so much for liking and sharing these videos. It really helps me out by pushing this video out into the algorithm, so thank you so much. Republicans are continuing to hold out on approving Biden's $106 billion national defense package due to hidden migrant magnets buried within. While $92 billion would go towards funding Ukraine and Israel, much of the other $14 billion would actually go towards incentivizing more illegal immigrants to get to America before the next election. The border security portion of the bill would go towards hiring more border agents and paying for buses for job-seeking migrants to the border and beyond. Republican Senator Tom Tillis explained the implications of this bill perfectly. He stated, "This is funding to address the symptoms, not to fix the problem." So they literally want to give $14 billion of your money and our money every time we earn money, pay money, buy stuff, all of that, to get more buses for illegal immigrants to get out and take jobs. It's absolute insanity. Now, former House Speaker Kevin McCarthy has just warned and endorsed Donald Trump at the same time. While he claimed he supports another term of Trump, he also stated that Trump should stop talking about political vengeance, as it could ruin his chances of beating Joe Biden. Surprisingly, McCarthy also said he would work in Trump's cabinet if the right opportunity was presented. He stated, "I worked with President Trump on a lot of policies. We worked together to win the majority, but we also have a relationship where we're very honest with one another." Now, McCarthy, some people dislike him, some people like him, but do you think if Trump gets back in office, he would be a good cabinet member, as he has shown loyalty to Trump, where others have only faked loyalty to Trump? Let me know down below. Special counsel Jack Smith just said he is confident he will convict former President Donald Trump and keep him out of the White House. But now he's involving the U.S. Supreme Court to make a final decision, even though several lawsuits trying to keep Trump off the ballot have already been thrown out of court. Here's the full story. Special counsel Jack Smith is urging the Supreme Court to expedite a ruling on whether former President Donald Trump can be legally prosecuted for allegedly plotting to overturn the 2020 election. Smith is seeking to bypass the appeals court to maintain the trial's schedule and prevent delays. Now, the case revolves around the question of whether a former president has immunity from federal prosecution for actions taken in office. Smith's move aims to address a fundamental question about the scope of a former president's immunity and seeks a prompt resolution ahead of the scheduling for March 2024. Now, why do you think Jack Smith is calling on the Supreme Court to do his job for him? Is his case against Trump weak and he needs somebody with higher authority to do it for him? Or do you think the Supreme Court is going to say, there's already been several cases of precedents where he's allowed to be on the ballot, therefore we're upholding that and allowing Trump to remain on the ballot? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Now, a new war crime accusation has been leveled against Israel. In October, there was an attack on southern Lebanon against Hezbollah, which is also funded by Iran. Israel reportedly employed U.S.-supplied white phosphorus munitions, causing harm to civilians and raising concerns about potential violations of international law. The shells used were traced back to the United States of America, suggesting American origin. Now, human rights groups are urging an investigation into the incidents as a potential war crime against Israel, while emphasizing that this would have been upheld and made possible by the United States of America. Now, white phosphorus bombs are dangerous because they burn skin and they cause lasting lung damage. My guess is there will be an investigation, and I'll continue to keep you updated. My question is, if these weapons are illegal, why does the United States have them? And why do they give them to our allies, right? We gave cluster bombs, which are also illegal, to Ukraine, and nobody seemed to give a damn. But what do I know? I'm just a guy here on YouTube, right? The terrorist group Hamas has just threatened that they will kill all of the remaining hostages if Israel does not give them what they want. While these demands aren't completely known, it appears that Hamas has already taken the life of a 25-year-old hostage in retaliation for Israel not bowing down to Hamas. Currently, roughly 140 hostages are being held captive, and this threat seems to show that Hamas is getting desperate. Now, look at all the hundreds of thousands of people that are cheering for Palestine, while Palestine is literally saying, we're about to wipe out all of these hostages. It's crazy to me. I hate covering this story. All right, the head of UPenn University has been removed by the board of directors for not calling to shut down students that were protesting for killing Jews on campus. Most agreed that people are free to support Israel or Palestine, but neither group can call for the death or the ethnic cleansing of another people group. Now, the board of Harvard is also trying to protect their students and their staff and their president, but many billionaires have pulled their money and have openly said, if you don't remove President Gay from office, then we're going to come out against Harvard. Alan Dershowitz has said the same thing, and here's why. Anti-Semitic crime in the United States has risen by 337% since October 7th. Now, I don't believe it's anti-Semitic to say Israel shouldn't kill innocent people. However, war does lead to collateral damage of innocent people. But Palestine also doesn't have the right to continue to kill and take the lives of these hostages. So I'm hoping that there will be a two-party system that can come in and separate the two fighting groups and put some kind of order in place and then hold each country to that, because the killing has to stop. It's absolute insanity. I feel the same way about Ukraine. All right, now over in the Russia-Ukraine situation, several NATO nations and European nations are saying that it's time for this war to be over. There's no benefit to this. Ukraine needs to give up territory. They also need to give up the dream of becoming a NATO nation so that Putin will back down and this thing can blow over and everybody can go back to living peacefully. But what do you think? Will that actually happen? Or are they going to continue to push Putin towards attacking Ukraine because they don't really care about Ukraine? I don't know. Let me know your thoughts down below. Tucker Carlson recently sat down with a couple of billionaires to discuss the economy and the political landscape. One of them was David Sachs, who said he believed Democrats only ran Joe Biden in order to block self-proclaimed socialist Bernie Sanders from taking over the country. But now Biden has outlived his usefulness. Tucker agreed with Mr. Sachs and then said he's very worried for the country because big names like Jamie Dimon of JP Morgan Chase Bank shouldn't be telling citizens to vote for Nikki Haley. Carlson claimed that Dimon is out of his depth, as Nikki Haley is just another reconstructed George W. Bush because she wants the same old wars with the same old countries and giving us the same old economy. Now, Tucker Carlson then pointed out how most of the well-known Republicans and billionaire class are afraid to publicly push for Donald Trump, even though something like the Gallup poll shows a huge percentage of Americans want 4 more years of a Trump-like economy and 4 more years of a Trump war-free world. So even people that don't like Donald Trump, they hate war and death and inflation more than Donald Trump. And they're saying, okay, let's stop complaining and worrying about this guy and just get back to being able to afford life and not have so many people dying around the world. Tucker Carlson also said the fact that Nikki Haley can't even say she regrets wars in the Middle East should be a huge red flag to the United States, and he does not want another George Walker Bush in office. Now, keep in mind, we spent $9 trillion on Middle East wars and killed millions of people and got nothing for it. Absolutely nothing for it. So maybe Tucker Carlson has a point. Is Nikki Haley just another George Bush? Let me know your thoughts down below. Okay, now, I've never thought this would happen, but Elon Musk has restored the Twitter account of Alex Jones. He said after living a partial life like Alex Jones, meaning having the elites hate his guts and try to ruin his life and business, he's realized that Jones deserves a platform to defend himself. He spoke about Alex Jones and the Sandy Hook family lawsuit, and Jones told Musk it was a huge mistake and that he's apologized many, many times. Ultimately, Musk let the people decide, and with 70% of responders wanting Alex Jones reinstated, he said, the people have spoken, and let's go ahead and reinstate that. Lastly, Joe Biden is being beat by Donald Trump in swing states Michigan and Georgia, and many Democrats are losing their minds. Now, before you go, I want to remind you that you are amazing. Check out this interview, and I will see you on the next video.